The Architect has been with WWE for roughly 8 years, and he's evolved in that time, so naturally, his music has done the same. So, I'm Zach, and let's take a look at Seth Rollins' entrance themes over the years. When Rollins got signed by WWE, he went to FCW, the development system for WWE, from 2007 to 2012. Seth made his debut in late 2010, and his music definitely helped him make an impact. The song Battle On is good. It doesn't feel as strong as Stone Cold's music, for example, but doesn't feel like a generic piece either. FCW is a place to train, and most, if not all of the talent is going to get new music once they move to the main roster, so I think it's fine. The music does match Seth Rollins' persona in my eyes. Rollins doesn't really have a gimmick, he's just a guy going out there and fighting, and the music matches his straightforward attitude. But I don't think the song fits Seth Rollins perfectly. Seth has a fast-paced style of wrestling, and to me, the song doesn't have that energy. That's not to say it's weak, far from it. But it does seem like it would fit better with someone like Connor, who isn't as fast, but has a lot of strength and power. All around, it's an alright song, and this was Seth Rollins' first theme while signed with WWE, so I think they did a pretty good job. Towards the end of his FCW days, Seth Rollins would get a new theme song that he'd carry over into NXT, called Flesh It Out. I'm happy to say that this is a step up from Battle On. This music matches Seth Rollins' fast-paced energy and attitude. I think it helps with this entrance too. Rollins comes out with so much action and motion, and Flush It Out is able to keep up with it. I also like the 10-second intro before the song really gets going. Now, you remember how I said Seth's last theme was somewhere between sounding distinct and just generic music? Well, I think that Flesh It Out is a little bit more generic. It sounds kinda like a song you could find in a stock music library. I've heard more generic sounding music, but I don't think the song helps Rollins stand out a ton. Again, this song was used while Rollins was still training, so it's not a big issue, but it's still a tiny step back from his previous song. But even with that, Flesh It Out is still a leap forward for Seth Rollins. In late 2012, Seth Rollins would be called to the main WWE roster. Himself, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose would join forces to become The Shield. So of course, new entrance music was needed, and they delivered.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
What can I say? It's spectacular. The theme song, Special Ops, is such a wonderfully constructed piece that it's difficult to know where to start. Well, it has such a short but amazing beginning, with the spelling out the group's name using code words in the NATO phonetic alphabet. Then, the actual music of the theme kicks in, and it's great. It isn't as fast-paced as Rollins' last theme song, and that fits because he's now part of a faction. The Shield is a smaller group, but they're still very dominant, and I think the music matches that very well. Special Ops also fixes the issue Rollins' two previous songs had, of not sounding distinct enough. The theme song for The Shield is unique, and it gives this feeling that something major is about to go down. It's so good that Roman Reigns kept using it even after the group ended. What more can I say? It's one of the best theme songs to be used this decade. As you probably know, in 2014, Seth Rollins would turn on Ambrose and Reigns, and thus put an end to The Shield. Well, at least for a while. But with Seth Rollins on his own, it was time for him to get a new theme song. With Rollins now solo on the main roster, it was interesting to see how his music would fare. Overall, I think it was good, and a step up from his music in FCW and NXT, but let's discuss it further. The theme song, The Second Coming, starts with a 12-second introduction, and it gets going from there. I've described the song as sharp, if that makes any sense. Like, when I hear the song, I picture Seth Rollins hitting someone with a knee or some other high-impact move. I think it matches his look and personality also, a more serious guy who's going to bring the fight right to you. But there's also a bit of a problem with that. Seth is now a heel character, so he's trying to get out of matches, entering the ring with a suit on, and eventually being accompanied by security. So I don't think the song works with this version of Seth Rollins perfectly. It sounds like a song that a face wrestler would use. Luckily, a second version of The Second Coming would be used, and would help with this issue. The second version fits heel Seth Rollins better in my eyes. It's very similar to the first version, but it's not as fast as before, and that matches the change in Rollins' character. Rollins did continue to use it after he turned face again, and it's alright. I think it works well enough as a face song, but I think the previous version was a better match. But overall, both songs are still good, and I enjoy hearing them. However, I still think they have moments where they both sound a little plain, but I think they're also distinct enough to be Seth Rollins' own signature song. Anyways, Rollins would keep on using The Second Coming, but in 2017 there'd be a small tweak that would catch fire. Yeah, out of nowhere, Seth Rollins just started entering with someone shouting "Burn it down" at the beginning of his entrance theme. And it's awesome. It could have easily felt tacked on or gimmicky, but it works and makes Seth's entrance that much more memorable. I thought having the pauses in the music were good, and some are still there, but having a phrase being shouted instead is even better, especially since no other lyrics appear in the song. It's a simple addition, but I think it's a great improvement for the music. Now Rollins is back with the Shield, so he's starting to use special ops again, which is great. We'll have to see what happens with that, but overall, Rollins has had some good theme music in his WWE career. I look forward to seeing what accompanies his entrances in the future. Let me know in the comments whose entrance music you want to see covered in a future episode. Also, check out the video to the right. I'm not sure what it is, but hopefully you'll find it valuable. Anyways, I'm Zach, and thanks for watching.